first meeting with us.
It is.
So
it's a hello.
we're really happy to have you on board. And
I'm happy to be here too.
I was gonna to spend some time talking with Lee and Bill about getting some kind of, some written. It's not really a contract, but something that's something so we can understand how you're getting paid. And Lee, what Lynn and I talked about, and I had talked to Chris Martin, and we talked about Chris saying that the temporary building inspectors are making $70 an hour, and that's how he could accept that as how Lynn would get paid as compared with by the inspection. And when Lynn and I talked, we said that she should be billing at an inspection, a minimum. An inspection should be a minimum of an hour billed, but that the building inspectors also get paid their prep time, their travel time. All of that ends up is billable time. And so Lynn and I were saying that we ought to be doing it the same way. So until we get Bill here and the three of us are together, we at least, you and I, Lee, have to give her some guidance as how we're going to be paying her. Does that sound like a fair way to do it for right now?
Oh, I mean, I agree with the concept that you can't just simply go someplace and walk in cold. You need to know or anticipate what you're walking into. And upon leaving an inspection, there's always, for the most part in my past history, there was always notes after you left about any corrections that you had to look forward to on your next visit, violations, etc. But yeah, to me, it's all part of a complete inspection process. In any retail food establishment, going in, you need to prep while you're there and on the way out, so that when you return for an issue or just another check, you have at least a past record of what's going on. So that all that prep work makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, and I'm guessing there's some. I don't know how Lynn said she's going to look at it, but I'm guessing there's a number of 15-minute increments or maybe half hour increments is what she should be looking at billing at times. I would be surprised that we should be keeping records to like work for 12 minutes, or that you're going to have to round them to some number, and we're going to have to see as Lynn looks at this thing how it works out. But because our goal, that when the three of us, Lee, you, and Bill and I, said that we thought that it should be coming out at about $100 an inspection, that 100 inspections in a year should be coming out about $10,000. So we should just see how this thing is working.
Yeah, that was my recollection of our discussion over the last couple of meetings. That's correct.
Yeah. So Linda, is that it's in keeping with our discussion, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
So do you have anything that you need? We're going to get Colleen to get you on the website as our inspector. What is important right now is that we do have it on record that you're being paid now on an hourly basis and not on an inspection basis, which is, and it turns out that Lee, and we'll have to go over it again with Bill, is that we have to go back to Chris because these fees don't come in out of our inspection fees anymore, and that it's going to end up going into the basically it's the same category as Colleen's salary. So that's where
Okay.
we are.
Yep.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
then that's what we have for you for tonight. And we won't keep you anymore. And you can
Okay.
you can stay as long as you'd like, but as with anybody else that comes into our little room, but if you're gonna leave, have a good Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Lynn,
Okay.
can I ask a quick question, please?
Absolutely. Of course.
Is the town, and this is just curiosity, is the town affected by our governor making the state a sanctuary state as far as having tenants in some of our local hotels or whatever?
I have felt it. We have definitely felt it in Holyoke. But it has impacted some stuff. Yes, absolutely. I don't know about Granby as much.
Right.
I've not heard anything. So,
Yeah, I'm not opposed to anything. I'm just making in the back of my
Yeah.
mind, I'm wondering that if they're in a hotel room, that they don't start, throwing in a hot plate or some other full thing to start doing meal prep in an
Sure.
environment which is not meant for that. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Yeah, I have not heard anything as far as Granby is concerned.
Okay. I'm just trying to, again, it's none of my business. I just don't want to start having a bunch of, apartment fires.
No, I know. I agree. Yeah, yeah.
Because everybody.
Yeah, I mean, they're. Yeah, no, I agree. It's a very legit concern. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I agree.
But as far as we know and we all have a good relationship with
Yes.
the building inspector, fire, plumbing, whatever.
Yes. As far as I
Everybody-
know, yes.
Okay. No, I just want to be sure that in my small capacity, if there's something I can do to, if need be, extend the olive branch to these other departments so that we're all working together on the same page.
Together, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Good.
And it's important, especially with the fire department. I agree.
Yeah. Very good. I appreciate your time.
But if anything changes, I'll if I hear anything or whatever, I'll certainly let everyone know.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay,
Great.
good night, Lynn.
Good night.
Okay.
Have a
Okay.
good Thanksgiving. Bye, guys. Thank you.
You too.
you.
You too, Lynn.
Our next
Thank you.
appointment was Bob Sheehan at 7:15. Bob is going to be with his grandkids tonight, and we've already approved his design, so I told him I thought he'd be safe not coming. I saw
Yep. That's
Alan
great.
is sitting here. I saw his face. Oh, I see it again. Alan, we've approved the system on Lot 1 on Morgan Street, subject to the trench permit and our fill requirements. Lee did indicate that where you have the well located is close to the 100 feet to the, I think it's to the SAS, but and he was just hoping that he asked me, he said, gee, is there room to just slide that well 10 or 15 feet to I guess it's to the southeast. when he goes out to put it there.
He's on
You're on
mute.
mute, Alan.
There we go.
Uh,
How's it?
There you go.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hello, Alan.
Hi. So, yeah, I don't see a reason why not. Just looking at the CAD drawing right now. Let's see.
It looks like we're a couple of feet off the tank the way it is, but so
Yeah,
if I,
no,
if
yeah,
I
no,
dumped it back 15 or 20 feet, no one's gonna care out there.
right. So right now it's only a couple feet off the Title V sand, and I agree with that. Makes it 7 feet off the stone. But
Yeah.
I don't see to decrease the offset to that east side. There's certainly room as far as the other property goes. Yeah, that's a fine idea. Yeah. And I'll let you know what I'll do is I'll move that well and its ties maybe 10 or 15 feet and get everybody new copies.
Okay, then we're all set.
Or, yeah, either way, or I can just do it with the well driller, whatever works for you, Alan.
Fine. Yeah, either way. Yep.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
So we're all set with you, Alan, and you also have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I get a double header. It's my birthday too. So there you go.
Well, then,
Oh, good for you.
Happy
then have them
birthday.
both.
As
Happy
well.
birthday also.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
Okay, good.
Take care, Alan. Thank you.
The next item on our agenda is Michael Gavoni, a new installer's permit. I'm guessing that pleasant face with the blue shirt may be Michael.
No,
No,
no. I'm Rob Drew. I'm the owner of Lot 1 on Morgan.
okay,
And so what you were just talking to Alan about, was that lot?
yes, it was.
Yeah,
So there,
Yes.
so you just wanted to move the well over?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay. The only question I had is, my bank obviously is gonna hold distribution until they get an approved septic design. And when you came out, because we did an out of season perk, we really have to kind of wait until March for the true official stamp off. Am I correct in understanding that?
no,
Okay.
no. Because you're as I explained it, with this out of season design, you can go all the way through building this complete house.
Okay.
So you can get your building permit, you can, what happens is we are approving the design, but just on it saying you can't build it. You cannot build the septic system until after the water table is verified in March or in April.
Okay.
Well, but the design is approved and you can, we certainly will work with you, whatever you need to do, whatever documentation you need, we can give you. But the intent is to allow that if you actually are going to go and start building,
Right.
as I explained, you'd have to get Alan, you'd show up with a meeting just like we did. And
Yeah.
there's actually a form and Alan signs it and you sign it saying he understands that the water table could come up and there's room to put the system in. And you end up signing it saying, I know if I build this house under these conditions, that the water table could come up and I'm taking the risk to do
Right.
that.
Right. Okay. So that's that's a separate document.
It
But
is, and it's a standard document that we had that we just, you'd have to sign off, but in terms of what we did tonight, we approved the design
Okay.
and it's just subject to verifying the water table in March and April. But the design was approved tonight.
Okay, so I'll have some document to give to the bank to show that the design is approved.
Yeah, and if you look, the design has on it that it needs to have the water table done in March and April. So
Right.
we're approving that design and signing off on it.
Okay.
And so the design kind of closes that loop. So it's not a little side agreement. It's right there that everybody knows it.
Okay. All right. So do I need to see Colleen at some point to get copies of that document that I need to sign?
If you're going to, you mean to go ahead with the building permit and
Yeah.
yeah, you'll have to, Colleen, you can give them that document, I think, right? That's,
Yeah, the
Okay.
out of season paperwork, the risk acknowledgement or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, mhm,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. And I'll be able to get, they said, a copy of the system being approved now to get
yes,
to.
we authorize Colleen to sign off on that.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay?
Awesome. Thank you very much.
And as with the
Okay.
other two gentlemen, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Okay, good night. Now, I wonder, are we still too
Yeah,
early? I guess
Mike.
Mike
Hello?
is here.
Yeah, I'm here. I didn't want to interrupt that.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, he's the man with the picture won, Mike. So looking at
That's
you,
me.
just at you with a little telephone and you're covering your face. Didn't get a chance.
I didn't want to break the camera.
Okay. So how are you tonight, Mike?
Good, thank you.
We have, with all new installers in town, we have them come and talk to us. And our goal is to understand whether we think that you're qualified to manage projects to put in septic systems, and that you also understand, and we establish a relationship with you so that you understand how we would like you to behave if things aren't the same on the site as they are on drawings. So the first thing is, do you have a business to install septic systems right now?
Yeah, I have a license in Hardwick as we speak. I had one in Belchertown. I let that one lapse. I didn't renew it, and the town of Ware last year.
How many
So
systems
I've
have,
had 3 licenses.
okay, how many systems have you installed?
3, and I've also 3 of them.
And where did you get your experience before that?
So, I've been in the business, well, maybe for like 10 to 15 years, and I've always had the equipment. And then someone, actually, I started off by doing one for a friend for pro bono. So there you go. I helped a buddy out that was jammed up in Belchertown. So that's where I started.
I see. What kind of equipment do you have?
So we have a mini excavator, Yanmar, it's like 8,000 pounds. We have a Bobcat. We have a cat excavator, 315. Kenworth dump trucks. So a few things.
Yeah, what is your, as I'm guessing, when I look at 3 total septic systems, that's probably not enough for you to support yourself in this world. You must be doing something else. What is it that you do?
I have my unrestricted supervisor license, so we do a lot of home building, and we also do a lot of work for Cumberland Farms. We travel throughout New England working for Cumberland Farms.
And what kind of work do you do for them?
We do a lot of their spill buckets, their tank pads. trench drains. We do a lot of their trench drains. You know, we build up from the tanks upward. So risers from the top of the tank and spill buckets at grade. So that's what we do.
Do you have people that work for you?
Yeah, yeah, I have 2 employees.
Okay. How do you shoot grades?
With we use a transit.
Interesting. So you're not using a laser.
Oh yeah. Sorry, we do use a laser. Yes, I guess this terminology. Yeah, a laser with an engineering rod.
Okay. Okay. How familiar are you with prints? Do you? I don't want to lead you, but just ask. How familiar with reading prints?
Yeah, really familiar. You know, we do a lot of building, so and a lot of commercial work, so we read prints all day.
That's
I'm
what-
not, you know, so it's a pain switching everything over to tenths if you're dealing with, you know, 16ths all day long, but I guess we got to do it.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have a system in town that you're looking at doing? Is that why we're here?
Correct.
Can you share where that system's supposed to go?
Actually, it's I'm if it's the same person, I don't know. I'm guessing it's the lot 1 Morgan Street.
Oh, okay.
But I'm actually working for the general contractor, so I don't know the homeowners at all. And I guess I would also like to ask, since it's late in the season and obviously this thing can't be installed, I guess after just, you know, hearing that whole spiel until next year. So I would like to ask that this license start at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I don't see any reason that you can't, as long as your work doesn't start until the beginning of the year.
Right. Well, right. So I mean, I'm guessing, right? Because we just I didn't really listen in completely, but as to lot 1 Morgan Street, but it sounds like some, you know, you guys are waiting on the water table to check the water table. Because I did see on the plans the last time that the water table was checked, it was like maybe 2018 or 19 or something like that.
No, it was actually last year, but in the wrong place. So
Oh,
you're right. Your question on that lot, that he could go a long way on his house, but he can't install the system until after the 1st of March. So
okay.
in terms of your timing, if in fact it is that lot, then you're not going to be doing it until after the 1st of March.
Yeah.
Right.
I do have to ask you this question, Mike. We ask every single person is, when you get out on a lot and you start digging and you find out that what's in the ground isn't what it says on the drawing, what do you do?
I would call the person. Well, I'll call the town and the engineer who drew up the plan.
I never called them.
That is the exact right answer. And
Oh, yeah. Great.
what happens is when that system goes in, you're the guy with the license to put that in. The engineer had a license to design it, but you're the guy with the license to put it in. And if you don't put it in the way that it says, and that something's different, and you don't tell us, as I tell every single person, if you end up in court someplace, you want it to be your lawyer calling us to be a witness for your side, not the homeowner calling us to be a witness for their side. And the way that
Okay.
happens is for everybody to work together to make sure we keep everybody out of trouble. And it's by working together.
No, that's great.
Lee, what do you have?
I
What
agree
is
with
your
that.
thought?
Yeah, I'm content. I think he's been around enough time. It sounds like if he's working for the Cumberland Farms Group, there's a lot of blueprint reading involved. He knows that it's a wet lot. And I'm guessing he'll be working with Alan Weiss going forward. And the thing about, the March perk test start, and in this town anyway, we require the engineer and a board member to do the subgrade on every lot and then back for the final. But other than that, I think we're okay.
I think so too. So Colleen, Lee and I both agree, and so we'll grant this license and it will be effective on the first of the year. So it's not
Okay.
this.
It's right. I'll change it. Yep.
Okay,
Well,
Mike,
thank
have a
you,
good
guys. I
Thanksgiving.
appreciate it. Thanks so much. You guys as well. Really appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the next one, let's start with our items for discussion. We've got Colleen's timesheet for November 18th. Standard 70 hours for the 2 weeks. Are you okay with that, Lee?
Yes.
I am too, Colleen, so that's approved.
Okay.
The next is schedule of department payments to the treasurer from us. It totals this period is $1,210, and that is for the Board of Health permits at $940, Board of Health licenses $120, Board of Health fees $150, and that totals the $1,210. Are you okay with that, Lee?
Yes, thank you.
Colleen, I am too, so that's approved.
Okay.
The next one is Council on Aging, and that's the permit to operate the food establishment. But that one also has, we currently have given them the exemption for it's Colleen, what on this is they use a different system
Yeah.
from
For the serve safe,
Serve safe.
I think has to do with the serve safe certificates.
and we're allowed to give that variance, and they currently have it. And it's based on alternate training. Is what this
Yeah.
letter says that we went through.
Right.
So it's not that they don't have the training, it's that it's an alternate procedure, an alternate certification. And we've granted that the last few years. Are we okay with that, Lee?
I think we should be fine, yeah.
I do too. So Colleen, so Lee, so we're granting the permit to operate the food establishment for Council on Aging and the variance. Is that what you're saying, Lee?
Yes.
And I am too, Colleen. So
Okay.
both of those are approved.
Yep.
The next one is a 1-day temporary food license for the Church of Christ for the Jingle Bell Bazaar. That's December 2nd from 9 to 3. Are we okay? That's their standard permit for just a different event. Are we
Yes.
okay with that? I am too, Colleen. So that's
Okay.
approved.
Okay.
We do have one that's Crazy Arepas. I think it's pronounced that way. At 480 Southampton Road, number 11, permit to operate a mobile food server. And this is at events at Winehouse and Jameson Vineyard. And this is where it says 11, number 11, it's an apartment, number 11. A question that I have on this one, I see that it involves food prep, but I don't see that this has a home base of operation.
Yes, she actually submitted with the application a, well, it's a mobile server, it's a food truck. And she's got, a declaration of base of operations. So she does use, and she's got the sign off, it's at the, it was one of the last pages in that application. Alessio's Pizza in Westfield, and there is a sign off, and they've, the owner has signed it that this, Beatrice uses, that she gives permission, and she uses her licensed food establishment as a base of operations.
Okay. I guess that means it complies with the requirements. Are we okay with this, Lee?
Yeah, I mean, Lynn will be doing this, I'm guessing prior to any event. She'll go through the equipment.
Yeah, I
Yes,
would
well,
say-
yeah, that's the thing. I think there's an event, well, on her application, there's an event this coming weekend. So, and I did actually send the application to Lynn so she could kind of look at it, in case it did get approved.
So this one would be that we approve this subject to Lynn inspecting it and giving this out, right? That's how we handle this.
That would be my, concern on the new application, that we have no history of.
Yeah, so that's what we'll do then, Colleen. So
Okay.
this can only be approved after Lynn does an inspection and it passes.
Okay,
Yep.
Okay, the next one. Have to watch it. I don't want to go out of order. This is lot 2. South Street. This is a,
no, wait a minute,
no,
what
what
is
am I
that?
back? What am I?
All right.
Oh, this is the, I'm backwards.
Hmm.
This is the extension.
Oh, extension, yes, yeah.
On both of these, we ended up in a funny situation. It looks like where I said we could give a variance on to that regulation about getting the request for the extension. Actually, Bob Sheehan told me that on new systems, we can't give variances. And Alan didn't want to request a variance anyways. So I'm wondering, Lee, if on both of these, and we've got a note from Ed Berry, I think, for
Yep.
the other thing, that the other lot on Bachelor Street. Do we just say we extend it, so we don't issue new permits? We just say these people have started it. They've the fact that they're building permits, and one of them talked to Bill and said, "Gee, I wanted an extension," and do we just say, let this be we just extend it for the 1 year on both of these and just be done with it.
I would agree, yes.
So,
Yeah.
okay, Colleen, I think the same thing, and it turns out it doesn't violate anything that we've done, so that when someone comes along and says, hey, I just want an extension for the sake of extension, both of these are active systems that
Yeah.
you know, in fact, Ed Berry said the system had already been started. You've got the one on South Street, obviously the house has already been started,
Yeah.
and thinking that that's part of the permit process. So we just, Lee and I are saying on both of these, we just extend it for the 1 year from the date of the permit, not 1 year from today's date.
Right, yes, yeah,
And
from
we
the
don't have any-
original permit.
Right,
the
so we
original.
don't have any other fees, we don't have a different permit number, we just
Okay.
extend them both.
Okay,
Okay, that's fair.
So then that's done. The next one is a well permit. This one is lot 3. This is the Bob Sheehan lot that we just
Yeah.
approved. It's got the well located, Lee, and with dimensions. So do you see any reason why we can't approve this one?
No, I don't think, we should be fine.
Yeah, I agree, Colleen. So this one's approved.
okay,
The next one that I have, I'm hoping I have them in order. My printer does things backwards. So I have to be careful if I do them backwards. So this is lot 1 Morgan Street.
Yeah.
So this is the one we just talked about with Alan.
Yep.
And it seems like we already said we were going to approve this. Are we all set with this, Lee?
Yes, thank you.
Colleen, I'm okay with
okay,
that. That's approved. The next one is for Lot B Lion Street. That's the one I was talking about with Bob Stover. My
Yeah, that's one
suggestion
that,
is we do not approve this one.
We
It's
gotta
not
wait
ready
on
yet.
this one.
Yeah.
No.
So Colleen,
Okay.
we're not gonna approve that.
okay,
Let's see what next thing we have. We have 2 Title V inspections. 44 Morgan Street, Nick Toretti passes. That one looks like a 1,500 gallon tank and plenty of depth under the system to the water table. That was a fill system and a pump, I guess. Are we okay with?
Yeah, that one is, that one's all good.
Yeah, so
Yep.
Colleen I agree, so we received that one. The
okay,
next one is a failure on 44 Taylor Street. That is, the report was charitable on this one. This is fails, but the well is someplace inside the basement. I think it's a shallow well. The system, the tank is an art cement tank that has a hole in the top. One of the top pieces is missing. It was, I don't know, 1.5 feet. The level was down probably at the groundwater level in the tank. And then it's got some kind of a leach pit. Looks like it's right out in the swamp. So when I look at that house, I just can't believe that with what has to be done to that house and the system and the well and the lot, I just can't believe. I guess we can accept it. Lee, I don't know if you can my guess is that you have to say you won't act at all on it.
Yeah, I have a conflict of interest, since this is an adjoining piece of property, to my residency. So I won't be, commenting.
Oh, we just receive it. I'm just saying we're receiving it. We're receiving it as a fail. I agree that it was absolutely a fail. So,
Okay.
so the next thing I have is the letter for the extension of the permit of Lot 6 Bachelor Street. We acted on that.
Yep.
Alphabet Soup did send a letter to us. I'm not sure that we believe that the two of us want to do this. Is essentially the letter says that the only sink in the whole facility is in the toilet, and they can't drink out of that sink, and that they were drinking from I'll call it a 5-gallon cooler, and they couldn't, when we talked about it the last time, they did not the owner didn't come up with a satisfactory way to keep the cooler from being contaminated, so they went to bottled, individual bottled waters. But my concern, I think that the three of us ought to talk about this, because I think just
Well,
because some
I have,
places is rented doesn't
Yeah.
mean you shouldn't comply with good hygiene. Does that mean when they, when some kid throws up, they work on the sink in the bathroom, and that's how they deal with it? It just doesn't make sense to me.
I have to agree that the three members should be, present during this discussion, but I also have to question, from a building code perspective, that what we're doing or allowing here may not comply with current code,
No,
going forward. So I don't understand. I mean, I understand what I'm reading, but I don't understand why I'm reading it. If there's a water drinking issue, there's plenty of options, through plumbing services, whatever, to correct it.
yeah.
I'll leave it at that for now.
So, well, I agree. So Colleen, both Lee and I agree that this should be a full board discussion on this,
Okay.
and we're not gonna write the letter.
Okay.
The next one is the tobacco license fee. Now, my suggestion is, even though Bill did make a comment that he didn't want to be way out, away from what other towns are doing for fees, as I look at with Granby is $200 for a permit. Looks like the low is Belchertown at 300, but the high is Ludlow at 400. We've got Amherst, Hadley, Hatfield are 300. Ware is also 100, and South Hadley is 250. My guess is that Bill is going to end up saying, let's do this at 300. But Lee, what do you think about on this particular one? Also, of course, there's a problem that Colleen's gonna have. You're gonna be sending things out, Colleen, right?
Yes, and we've got a note, from what happened last year, I've got a note on the renewal letters that they have to have these applications in by the 1st, or else people can't, be selling their items and whatnot. So, yeah, it's a time issue at this point if we don't have a, fee.
Well, are we one of the last at 200 or, you know what I mean?
We've got Belchertown is 100,
Yeah,
Ware is 100,
yeah,
East Hampton is 175,
okay,
South Hadley is 250, but
Okay.
Amherst, Hadley, Hatfield are 300, and Ludlow's 400.
okay, so we're in range.
We're on the low, looks like at the low group. Um,
Right, we're
think
on the
from
low
what-
side of the range.
I think what Bill said at the last meeting, that he would support moving it to 300, but he didn't want to be the town that went 500 or above.
Right, right. But, yeah, I mean, 3 doesn't sound from what the other towns are doing to be out of range.
No, in fact, it's, you would be saying that of the towns around there, 300 or above is what most of the towns are doing.
And the other reality, if the past will dictate the future, is that the one thing that keeps on coming up in town is tobacco issues.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. So the inspection process has to be funded, and we've gone over this a million times. So yeah, I think that we're going to 3 probably is not a bad thing.
Okay, I can support that too, Colleen. So that we'll start that with the new permits, and that allows you to get your work done. If it weren't for the fact that you have to get, pay some attention to this and deal with this, Colleen, I'd wait for Bill. But the fact that Bill did say, he supported going up, but he didn't want to go way up the other where everybody else is, and the fact that we really do have to do something, then
Yeah, the
Lee and
clock
I
ticking thing.
agree that 300 is where we'll go.
Okay. Perfect.
There's a note, the next one is a health inspector letter for employment. You probably do need to send a letter to Lynn, Colleen, saying that as of, I guess as of December 1st. No, because she's going to be working. So we should say as of today.
Yep.
That she'll be no longer paid, or her payment will be based on $70 an hour for doing inspections and inspection related activities.
Okay.
And you should, in a note, in that note, it says, so this replaces the previous payment schedule of $35 per inspection. So the hourly, somehow this hourly payment replaces the $35 per inspection, previous $35 per inspection fee.
Fee. Okay.
So we want to definitely move it from or 2 hourly from inspection fee. And it's important because when Chris and I talked about it, it's the way that we allow her to be paid and keep us within the agreement that the town
Mm-hmm,
gave to us for inspections, for our inspections.
mm-hmm.
Permanent water supply for charter days at Dufresne Park. I'm gonna suggest that we wait for Bill, that the dollar day forebay, we wait for Bill.
Yep.
That determine the components that require replacement. We wait for Bill.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Lee?
Done.
Okay. What other things do we
Okay.
have, Colleen, then?
I think that, pretty much covered it.
Okay,
That's the right answer, Colleen.
I thought so.
yeah, and I'm hoping my day tomorrow starts as nicely as this day is ending, that Boston's supposed to have heavy rains with up to 55-mile-an-hour gusts when we leave tomorrow, so
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Good luck.
jeepers.
Hopefully, yeah,
at
hopefully it won't
best
be too
it's
bad.
gonna be bumpy.
Yeah,
What time's the flight, leaving Boston?
10:15, so it's right in the morning,
Okay.
so it's right in the middle of the nasty
Yeah,
part.
yeah,
So
timing.
it couldn't have
Yeah.
been more perfect. So anyways, the good news is it's a direct flight, so if we get in the air,
Oh.
we will get there.
that's good.
So,
Yeah.
Might be a
okay,
little, pushing and shoving on the time to depart, but yeah. you'll
yeah,
get
it could
there.
be. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay,
Good.
good night, and have a good Thanksgiving.
Have
both of
a
you.
great
Have a nice
time.
Thanksgiving. Have a nice
Yes.
trip.
Okay,
Happy
thanks.
Thanksgiving.
Okay,
Fun.
bye.